Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of today. I'm your host, Sherifa Mohammed M.G.T.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. Today's operational picture illustrates Russia's winter doctrine in execution: slow, deliberate, attritional, and focused on dismantling Ukraine's fourth-generation architecture. Encirclements in Dimitrov and the Oskol region are nearing decisive phases. The fall of either would force Ukraine into significant defensive recalculations. Meanwhile, sustained degradation of radars, EW nodes, artillery systems, and depots limits Ukraine's operational agility. Should these conditions persist, Ukraine may increasingly rely on static defense rather than maneuver warfare, giving Russia the initiative as 2026 approaches.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Ogintoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, let's begin with a broad overview. What defined the operational picture on December 11th?
The December 11th operational environment reflects a continued refinement of Russia's winter strategy, characterized by systematic attrition, encirclement, and persistent logistics disruption. What makes today distinct is the consolidation of gains in the north, particularly the completion of the reported liberation of Lyman in the Kharkiv region, and the simultaneous expansion of pressure across multiple fronts. This is an example of multi-vector operational design. While one axis achieves a clear geographic objective, the adjacent sectors maintain tempo through precision fires, positional improvement, and the attrition of Ukrainian combat systems. Air power and air defense also played a major role today, signaling a battlespace where unmanned systems, guided missiles, and counter-rocket capabilities are increasingly defining the operational tempo.
Let's dig into that northern sector. What does the reported liberation of Lyman signify, and what else happened in this area?
The north saw meaningful movement today. The liberation of Lyman, if sustained, provides Russia with a more secure anchor point for operations toward the Kharkiv frontier. Beyond that, the North Group struck a wide variety of Ukrainian units, mechanized brigades, airborne assault elements, assault regiments, and territorial defense brigades. This reflects that Ukraine is forced to mix elite units with irregular formations to maintain a coherent defensive line. Russian forces targeted both depth and frontage: Alexivka, Andriivka, Novaya Sich, Kucherovka, Prypilka, Staritsa, Vilcha, and Volchansky Kuturi. The destruction of a Rada radar station and an ammunition depot is not merely tactical, it degrades Ukraine's local situational awareness and ammunition distribution capabilities.
Is this northern pressure shaping larger operational goals?
Yes, very much so. This is shaping the battlespace for winter. Russia appears to be clearing forward belts to build conditions for more decisive operations toward Kharkiv or deeper into Sumy. It's a methodical reduction of reconnaissance, logistics, and force density.
Let's shift westward to the Oskol River. The encirclement there continues to be a recurring point. What developments occurred today?
The encircled Ukrainian group on the Oskol's left bank continues to be systematically degraded. The West Group struck mechanized brigades and territorial defense elements in Kupiansk-Uzlovoy, Bogoslavka, Novoplatonovka, and Kurilovka. What stands out is the destruction of Western-made platforms, HMMWVs, and a Canadian Senator APC. These represent mobility and tactical survivability assets that Ukraine increasingly needs but cannot replace at the rate they're being lost. Russia's approach here is attritional, not kinetic breakthrough. By squeezing the pocket and destroying enablers, EW stations, depots, they are making the Ukrainian presence unsustainable. Eventually, the line collapses under its own logistical insufficiency.
Could the fall of this pocket reshape the northeastern battlespace?
Yes. The Oskol line anchors Ukraine's defensive geometry around Kupiansk. If it collapses, Ukraine may be forced to pull back to more defensible terrain or commit scarce reserves.
Moving to the south, what were the developments around Seversk and Kramatorsk?
In the south, the Russian South Group improved their tactical positioning, often indicating control of advantageous terrain, observation points, or artillery lines. Mechanized brigades near Seversk, Stepankov, Kramatorsk, and Konstantinovka were hit, with losses including personnel, armored vehicles, and logistical resources. This sector is vital because it supports Ukrainian force flow into northern Donetsk. Disrupting fuel stores and depots there means Ukrainian mechanized units lose mobility, and without mobility, they lose tactical purpose.
Let's talk about the center, which again appears to be the most intense sector. What happened today?
The center is indeed the decisive sector of the day. Russian forces continued clearing operations in Dimitrov's east and west microdistricts and took control of Svetlo, Grishino, Novopodgorodno, and Novopavlovka. The Ukrainian formations engaged here were diverse: mechanized brigades, ranger units, assault regiments, marine brigades, territorial defense brigades, and National Guard units. The casualty figures, over 415 Ukrainian servicemen, represent substantial attrition. When this many Ukrainian unit types cluster in one sector, it usually means Ukraine is pouring reinforcements into a failing defensive node. Russia is exploiting that fragmentation. This is classic operational encirclement doctrine: create a collapsing center of gravity by forcing the defender to commit units piecemeal.
Turning to the east, what is the significance of the advances around Ternivado and Golyapol?
Russia continued pressing into the depth of Ukrainian defenses, engaging mechanized and assault formations across Ternivado, Kosovtsevo, Varvarovka, Golyapol, and Andriivka. The destruction of artillery systems and armored vehicles reinforces the idea that Ukraine's mid-level maneuver forces are being systematically eroded. These incremental advances may appear small tactically, but operationally, they widen the corridor Russia needs to shape the Zaporizhia sector for broader movement.
Lastly, what unfolded on the Dnieper front?
The Dnieper Group struck mechanized and coastal defense brigades around Nikolsko and Poniatowka. The standout details here are the destruction of two U.S.-made M777 howitzers and an EW station. Those systems are central to Ukraine's defensive firepower and counterbattery capability. Losing them forces Ukraine to either reposition reserves or accept diminished fire support across the Kherson corridor.
Before we finish, could you address the significance of the air and naval actions today?
Yes. Russia conducted strikes against fuel and energy infrastructure supporting Ukrainian military operations, while air defense systems intercepted 10 MRS rounds, a Neptune missile, and nearly 400 UAVs. The Black Sea Fleet also neutralized a Ukrainian unmanned surface vessel. This indicates a broader campaign to degrade Ukraine's long-range strike capabilities and reconnaissance assets. It also suggests Russia is maintaining layered defense architectures capable of intercepting complex salvos.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. I want to emphasize that the consistent focus on encirclements, battlefield enablers, and logistics reflects a Russian winter operational model designed to erode Ukrainian maneuver potential before the spring campaigning season. The collapse of the Dimitrov and Oskol pockets would significantly alter the operational geometry across Donetsk and northeastern Kharkiv. Destruction of radars, EW systems, depots, and Western-supplied artillery continues to degrade Ukraine's ability to mount coordinated defensive or counteroffensive actions. If current trends continue, Ukraine may be forced to shorten front lines or reallocate reserves from already stressed sectors.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive frontline updates from commanders in theater.